What's up guys, and welcome back to yet another video. And in this video I'm going to show you all the steps you need to know on how to start selling your beats. So in this video I'm basically going to give you a blueprint on how to manage and organize selling your beats online. And I'm all doing this for you guys to make sure you can sell your beats online the most efficient and structured way. All the tips and tricks are for free, which I'm going to show you in this tutorial. So let's get started with the tutorial. So the first step is exporting your beats. So for example, you've just finished the beat, so right now I'm going to show you in FL Studio how to export it. But the same settings and same technique applies if you're, for example, using Ableton or Logic. For example, this is a beat which I've just finished. I'm using a limiter on the master which controls the final output. So this is the same in all the other DAWs, so it's just a simple fruity limiter. And I've automated the gain. So this beat is not mastered, but that's not the point when it comes to this tutorial. So first, let's just select the section which I want to export. Also make sure you've linked all your elements to the mixer because we're gonna export all the elements separately. So you could, for example, create a new folder on your desktop, basically the same on Mac and Windows. And right now we're gonna talk about the structure. So what do we want to export? So first we want to start off by assigning 4 numbers to this beat. So this is beat number 1 for this tutorial. Low backspace and then name of the beat. So we want to put the name right here. I want to add 7 beats. This is just where people can find me on Instagram, and most of the people would like to communicate using Instagram DM. So this is pretty useful to find your producer right away. Then we want to add the BPM, which is pretty important, so make sure to add this one. And then we want to add the key of this beat. We want to add a tagged MP3 file. So right now I've just created some folders with the names, but I think this should be very clear to you guys. Then we want to add the trackouts, and then we're basically assigning the same name to the file. So we always are able to find this file. And then of course we want to add an untagged MP3 and an untagged WAV file. And what's in the trackout folder is basically a mastered and unmastered version of the beat. So for example, an engineer wants to make an adjustment to the beat which you've made, and you've already mastered it, so it's already limited. It's not that easy to make adjustments to the beat. Some elements could sound distorted or something else, so the engineer should always be able to adjust the files without you've mastered it. So for example, you've overcompressed the beat and the engineer wants to make some adjustments, and that's simply not possible if you've sent them the fully mastered trackouts version. So make sure to also send the unmastered version of the beat. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. So right now press File and Export, and then just select WAV file, doesn't matter that much. So we want to select song selection, not pattern, the whole song which we've selected. Then we want to leave a remainder, because otherwise we could export some pops and clicking sounds in the end of the beat, something which we definitely don't like. Then we want to export the WAV file and MP3 file, and we want to pick the highest bitrate possible. So right now it's 192, so adjust it to 320 kilobytes per second. Of course, we want to export this beat in stereo. Then talk about the resample. So we're just picking the highest resampling possible, high quality for our plugins. So we want to disable any maximums on plugins. You could just disable this one. And then we want to disable save loop markers, because we do not want to export a loop or something which is similar to that one. We're exporting a full track, so we definitely don't have to add any markers for loops. We don't want to add any note markers because again, we're exporting a full song. We definitely want to include the tempo information. We've already added the tempo information to the title of the beat, but just in case, you definitely want to include this information. Then we want to disable split mixer tracks, and we're going to use this one later on when it comes to the trackouts. We're going to trim the PMD slice, which is basically the latency for some plugins. So definitely enable this one. We want to enable the insert effects, which is basically the effects which you've put in your mixer. And then we want to enable the master effects. So you could show the files when complete or upload to cloud. I'm not going to use that right now. So let's press start. So right now I've adjusted the folder and we've added the untagged versions. So that's it. So right now I'm going to export the tagged versions. So for example, you've added your tags to the beat. don't add too many tags, but make sure it's still easy to listen to the beat. So right now I'm gonna do exactly the same. So make it happen again. And then this will be our tagged version. So just write tagged after this beat. So we're gonna export it in the same folder as we did previously. So save, and then we're just using the same settings as previously. And for example, what I forgot to mention, if you want to disable your tags and you drag them into the playlist, just make sure to disable, for example, track 13. So right now you won't export what you put on track 13. So right now we want to export the tagged version. So we add tagged. And we of course also add the 4 numbers to the beat. And then we're both exporting WAV file and MP3 file. So right now, as you can see, we've exported the tagged files, the untagged files, and right now we're going to export the trackouts. And the trackouts of the beat are always untagged. So for example, this is the trackouts folder and we want to add a master version and unmastered version. So right now I'm going to show you how to do this. So first, let's start off with the mastered version. So just export again, and I'm just gonna assign the exact same name, one. So I'm gonna rename this one, copy this one, paste it right here, trackouts, and then this one again, mastered, save, and then we're gonna split mixer tracks. And this will basically export the exact stems and trackouts. So make sure to enable this one and make sure to enable master effects. And we're going to disable this one in the next step because we want to export without any effects on the master. So right now press start. So right now you could basically do exactly the same again. So copy this name again, paste it into the save as, unmastered, and then select the unmastered folder, save. And then we're going to disable master effects and press start. So right now we have those files, the tagged and untagged versions. And then we have this folder trackouts with the master trackouts. So as you can see, it's pretty easy to recognize which one is mastered and also contains all the information. And we have the unmastered trackouts. So right now it's pretty easy to recognize what you've exported. So that's done. So when we, for example, want to export, we want to compress it. So we just right mouse button and we select compress. And basically the same for Windows, you want to zip your file. So compress this one, also save some space on your hard drive. So you right now could also remove this one, but right now I'm just gonna leave this one right here for the tutorial. So that's it. So this is everything you need to know about exporting for selling your beats. And by the way, structuring everything like this makes it in the end way easier to find a beat, export it. It's way more clear to your clients what they're using. So using a structure like this is just really clear for you and your client. So for example, if someone sends you a DM asking for a beat, it's just pretty easy for you to find the beat. So definitely recommend using this structure. So right now let's talk about artwork. Where can you find it and what type of artwork should you pick? So make sure you're picking artwork which is royalty free. So for this video, I'm just gonna pick a random picture of an artist. So for example, let's open up the internet browser, and most of you guys will probably create Drake type beats at the moment. So now I'm gonna download this picture and make sure the picture is in JPEG format. So when downloading those pictures from the internet, I mean, I'm not sure what to say about this, but just pick something. Don't use someone else's artwork, but if you're just using a picture of an artist, that's totally fine. But make sure the picture is high quality. You don't want any blurry thumbnails for your YouTube video. So right now, the next step is making the YouTube video and YouTube thumbnail and thumbnail for example, Beatstars. I'm gonna do this all at once. I'm gonna use a free software, which is called DaVinci Resolve. So this one is called DaVinci Resolve 18. It's free, as you can see right here, and it does basically everything when it comes to making artwork and videos for selling beats. So I have to be honest guys, I've not used this software before. So right now I'm gonna find out what I can do with this. Most of the times I'm using Premiere Pro, which is an awesome piece of software, does the job, but this one is free, so I definitely want to show you guys this one. I'm gonna open up a new project, and then we're going to use the exact same name as we did for the beat. Copy it, paste it into this one. We could remove this tagged one like this, create. So I think I have to drag in those things at the media pool. So right now, just drag in the tagged MP3 version, and I'm going to drag in just JPEG file. So the frame rate is already 920 by 1080. So that's perfectly fine for YouTube. So that's just the default setting. So cancel. As you can see, this already looks great. So right now I'm gonna drag in the audio. So I have to drag an audio right here. I think move it all the way to the right. So I'm not used to this software, but so I think this sounds right. So let's use quick export. Okay, so I want to use H264 and then press export. Where do I want to export it? So I want to use this folder. Again, use the same name and then press save. So right now it's exporting the file. So right now we've just exported the file and just have a listen if everything is fine. So if we look at the information, this is the dimension, which is also the resolution for YouTube. So that's also perfectly fine. So this is a free way how to do this using this software. And I'm also going to show you exactly the same thing in Premiere Pro, which is my go-to software. So again, I'm selecting this folder to save the project file, which is called Beat Export. Then again, I'm importing the media. So I'm dragging this one in right here. I'm dragging in Drake's photo. I'm going to create a new sequence, drag this one in. So sequence settings, and I want to create this frame size, which is 920 by 1080 and 24 frames per second, which is totally fine. Then I'm dragging in Drake's photo, as you can see. Then I'm dragging in the audio again, which is basically the same as in DaVinci Resolve. So this is it. And then of course, file, and then export media again. And then we want to export just 1080p, which is a stock preset. Then again, the name of the file, let's name this one version 2. Selecting this folder again, save, export it again. So this is also the version for YouTube. And I'm also going to create a video for Instagram and, for example, Tiktok, because I think it's pretty useful to also promote your beats on those platforms. So I'm going to show you exactly how also to create a video for those platforms. So right now we've successfully exported this one. So right now we want to export the thumbnail. So we want to export this frame and then just copy the title again and then select the folder again, choose, and then okay. And as you can see, we've exported the frame of the video. So right now we're going to create a TikTok version. Sequence and sequence settings again. And then we're going to basically inverse this. So it's going to be 1080 by 1920. Press OK. And then OK. As you can see, this already looks totally fine. So export. Media. Then of course we want to adjust the export settings, so you could just use this preset again, open up video, more, and then we're going to select match source. So as you can see right now, the source is matched to the frame or sequence we've created, and then we're basically adjusting the file name again, and let's say we call this Reel or IG/TikTok. TikTok, and then press export. Make sure you export in the highest quality possible, because YouTube will definitely downgrade your audio quality and video quality. So make sure you export your files like this. So I should definitely mention this. When you open up audio, you want to export in those settings and make sure your bitrate setting is the highest bitrate possible. And we've exported the MP3 file in 320 kilobytes per second. So you could just use 320 kilobytes per second right here. There is no advantage in exporting in a higher bitrate. So make sure to select this one. So there are some Adobe files in there. You could just leave them in there to make some adjustments later on. But those are all the files you need to market your beats online. So right now you want to upload your beat to YouTube. So open up YouTube and you want to upload the video. So right now, just drag in this one. Right now you could add a title and a description, but we're going to do this later on. For example, you want to upload your beat to Instagram or TikTok. There is a pretty easy way how to transfer your files to your phone, and this is by using iCloud Drive or Dropbox, or for example Google Drive. So for example, I like to use Google Drive. So I just open up this folder and let's create some new folders. So for example, let's call this one Beats And then we could structure it the same way as we did right here. So we create another folder. So we could adjust this name again. And then just copy the IG and TikTok version. And right now you're able to download this one on your phone and use it everywhere. So this is definitely the easiest way to transfer files from your computer to your phone. And you could also use Google Drive to share your files with others, for example. And this is definitely the best and most convenient way how to share your files. And by uploading on all those platforms, you make sure you don't miss out on any new potential customers. So right now let's talk about titles, SEO, and video description, because those definitely matter. But first, make sure to consider creating a new Google account. And this is all about safety. So create a new Google account from scratch, which you use for your YouTube channel. If your channel is doing well, it's definitely a target for people who want to get into your account. So make sure you turn on two-step verification and all the ways of protecting your account from being hacked. So if you're running a successful YouTube channel, it could definitely happen to you. And I mean, it's so hard to recover it. You're basically throwing away years of hard work. So make sure to take this very seriously. And when it comes to creating a new account, make sure to pick a name which isn't just a regular word in English. So if you pick a channel name which people search very often, it's so hard to pop up on YouTube if people try to find you. And make sure your name is available on TikTok, Instagram. You don't want different names on different platforms. So one name on all platforms. That should be it. So right now the next step is to pick a title. So for example, we've created a Drake type beat. So right now let's look up Drake type beat. So this is the first beat. I mean, the title doesn't matter that much. So I like this title. So for example, in this case, just let's copy it. And then we have a Drake type beat, which is called Make It Happen. As you can see, this one says R&B type beat, doesn't matter that much. But for you guys, just keep it simple. And then just look at other channels. So for example, I think this one looks pretty nice. So for example, just let's copy this one, paste it into your channel description. I mean, I don't like it like this. So right here, you put your links. I mean, you could do this if you already own a Beatstars. I mean, I think it's very profitable. I mean, you could put your prices right here. So for example, if you're not already have a Beatstars account, this is the best way how to do it. So just put your prices right here. People will reach out to you using email or Instagram. So right now, put at your Instagram and email address. And I mean, everybody is using the same text. So for a beginner, just leave it this way. A lot of people are using this as well. And of course, if you prefer, you could also use this, but I'm not gonna use that right now. So for example, if I look up Drake type beat, I mean, still from the best. I mean, just look at their channels, what's doing very good. For example, this one has 1.4 million views. I mean, you could also add your title like this. Doesn't matter that much as long as all the information isn't there. And that's what's missing when it comes to our description. So you could, for example, say that BPM, because people will definitely use a YouTube to MP3 converter to download your beat, and you just want to provide them already with this information. So the BPM is 87 and the key is, so that's all you want to provide for a potential customer. But right now we're gonna have a look at the SEO, and for SEO I'm using TubeBuddy. And as you can see, right now it's showing those video analytics. So as you can see, the SEO score is 100. And as I save this, open this video up, the SEO score is pretty low. So what do we want to do? We definitely want to optimize the SEO score. And how to do this? TubeBuddy gives you some best practices. So for example, Drake type beat 2022, make it happen. And we could, for example, say piano type beat. We could save it again. Refresh it. We could even say, maybe adjust it to hard piano type beat. I mean, you don't want to be too general when it comes to making the titles work. Like this should be fine. And then we're gonna add some recommended tags. And this is why TubeBuddy is an amazing tool. So for example, we could use free Drake type beat. We could just edit and then double click. And then we're gonna use the Keyword Explorer. And as you can see, the average search volume is around 23K per month. This one shows you the lowest video view count in top ranking videos. And as you can see, I mean, this is the median average for my last 5 videos. It's, for example, 890. So I'm definitely able to rank on this keyword. So for example, if I pick this one, as you can see, the lowest view count, top ranking video is 6. So it's so easy to rank on this keyword, but there is just less search volume. And this is a strategy how to add keywords to your beat. So for example, Drake type beat, and this one gets a low score. And this is because this keyword is way too general. So as you can see, 14K, but it's pretty damn hard to rank on this keyword. So for example, Drake type beat hard, 2022, it's easier to rank on this one. So for example, we could copy this one, paste it right here, and 100, I mean, this one gets a high score, doesn't mean it's easy to rank. In this case, it's easy to rank, but the search volume is also very low. But if you're a beginner, those keywords are perfect. So make sure to target on keywords which are easy to rank. I'm gonna select some random ones, Drake sample beat, Drake type beat hard, free beat. For example, Drake Horror Lost type beat, which is this album just released. As you can see, it's pretty easy to rank on this keyword. Then of course add some more general. I mean, take that beat, free type beat, free beat. So for example, I've added those ones, and I'm always adding those tags to the description. And this one improves the SEO when it comes to YouTube. And this is also what TubeBuddy will tell you. So press save, refresh again, and for example, open up the video. And as you can see, the SEO score is 100. It doesn't mean this video will rank, but it's definitely a good reference when it comes to structuring your video description and keywords. So make sure your video is able to rank on specific keywords. And this is pretty hard. So there is no easy way. So there is definitely no way how to execute this perfectly. The algorithms are constantly changing, and you have to keep in mind YouTube is built to watch long format videos, and you're uploading a video which lasts around 2-3 minutes, so it's definitely not optimized for YouTube. So keep this in mind. So I've not yet completed the full description, so the untagged, Beatstars and all of that. So if you're not yet using Beatstars, I highly recommend it for selling beats. It makes your beat business way more professional, and it's just so easy. I mean, it's all passive. I mean, upload it once and it's there, and you're able to sell it very easily. So we want to upload a production track. Title is Make It Happen. So we want to upload the untagged file. So on my device, choose file. So let's use the untagged WAV file. Then we want to attach the stems, choose file again. And we've already zipped this file. So track outs from this one, upload it. Then tag beat. So just use the tagged MP3. If, for example, a client wants a higher quality version, you could also send the WAV file. You don't really need this one, but why not? So tagged one, upload an image. So this one, as you can see, all folders in one place. How it crops right now just looks good. So crop. You could add the tags you want. Drake, type beat, I mean, her loss, for example, like this. You could add your prices. I mean, those are my prices, but doesn't matter that much. You could add the information right here. So for example, 87, add the key, which is D sharp minor. And we're now select publish, for example, and then we're gonna select options, more, share. And then I like to share the marketplace URL, but you could also use the pro page short URL. So for example, use this one and then paste it right there. And also your Beatstars URL, etc. But you can also, as I told you, send it manually, doesn't matter that much. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I've made a more in-depth tutorial about how to make sure your type beats videos rank on YouTube. The link will be in the description. I mean, I just scratched the surface in this video because otherwise it will get way too long. So make sure to check out the other video. And I think that's it. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any more questions, make sure to drop them in the comments. I will also attach a free export file for Adobe Premiere Pro when it comes to exporting your beats, which you could just import and use. pretty easy. And I will also add the file structure to the description, so it's pretty easy for you to copy it and use it yourself. And I think that's it for this tutorial. So leave it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Also make sure to subscribe if you haven't already if you find this video very helpful. And I hope to see you in one of my next tutorials.